Buckingham Palace, also known as the Buck House, became the official royal residence when Queen Victoria ascended to the throne in 1837. For the longest time, many people had no idea what was inside the palace, aside from the few guests who were invited by Her Royal Highness and the family. Welcome to Planet Lux, and in this video we'll take a look at what's inside Buckingham Palace. It wasn't until 1993 that Buckingham Palace tours allowed both locals and tourists to see the Queen's magnificent home. During the Queen's visit to Scotland in August and September, the palace gates are open to the public. The tour is still very popular today, allowing many people to see and appreciate one of the world's few remaining active royal palaces. Buckingham Palace has a total of 775 rooms. There are 19 staterooms, 52 royal and guest bedrooms, 188 staff bedrooms, 92 offices, and 78 bathrooms in total. The structure is 108 meters long across the front, 120 meters deep including the central quadrangle, and 24 meters tall. Today, Buckingham Palace is a working building and a focal point of the United Kingdom's constitutional monarchy, hosting a variety of royal events and ceremonies ranging from entertaining foreign heads of state to celebrating achievement at investitures and receptions. Every year, over 50,000 people attend state banquets, lunches, dinners, receptions, and garden parties at the palace. The Queen also meets with the Prime Minister on a weekly basis and receives newly appointed foreign ambassadors at Buckingham Palace. Throughout the year, receptions are held at the palace to honor the work of industry, government, charities, sport, the Commonwealth, and many other areas of life. For example, in 2013, the Queen hosted a reception to celebrate the Commonwealth Youth and Education, which was attended by 350 guests from academic institutions around the world and featured a performance by the Commonwealth Youth Orchestra and Choir. More recently, in 2015, the Queen hosted a reception for Rugby World Cup players, organizers, and supporters. Buckingham Palace is frequently used as a focal point for major national celebrations and commemorations. In 2002, a music concert was held in Buckingham Palace's garden to commemorate the Queen's Golden Jubilee, which included an unforgettable performance of God Save the Queen by Brian May from the palace's roof. And during the Queen's Diamond Jubilee celebrations in 2012, members of the public were invited to a special picnic in the palace's garden. Buckingham Palace's balcony is one of the most famous in the world. The first recorded royal balcony appearance occurred in 1851, when Queen Victoria stepped onto it during the Great Exhibition's opening ceremonies. Since then, royal balcony appearances have marked numerous occasions, including the Queen's annual official birthday celebrations, watching the RAF Flypast at the end of Trooping the Colour, and special events of national significance such as the 75th anniversary of the Battle of Britain. While Buckingham Palace is known as the monarchy's administrative center, it is also a family home that houses the Queen's Gallery and the Royal Mews. The Queen gave birth at the palace to Prince Charles and Prince Andrew, and notices of royal births and deaths are still attached to the front railings for members of the public to read. The christenings of the Prince of Wales, the Princess Royal, the Duke of York, and Prince William took place in the music room, and many royal weddings, most recently the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge's, have taken place here. Buckingham Palace houses the offices of those who support the day-to-day activities and duties of the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh and their immediate family, such as the Private Secretary's office and the Privy Purse and Treasurer's office. By the way, if you're watching us for the first time, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can enjoy our future videos while getting updated. Getting back to the topic, the Buckingham House was purchased in 1761 by George III for his wife Queen Charlotte to use as a comfortable family home close to St. James's Palace, where many court functions were held. Buckingham House became known as the Queen's House, and it was here that 14 of George III's 15 children were born. Come for the monarchy, but stay for the masters. A visit to the staterooms also provides an opportunity to view some of the finest paintings by some of the greatest names in art history. The picture gallery, which runs through the palace's spine, houses works by Titian, Rubens, Rembrandt, and Canaletto, but the mysterious music lesson by Johannes Vermeer is a must-see. There are only 5 Vermeer paintings in the entire UK, and only 34 in total worldwide, so this is once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see the Dutch master up close. Buckingham Palace wouldn't be complete without a crown or two, would it? In the Ball Supper Room, there is a special exhibition of works relating to the Queen's ascension in 1952, including the Queen's glittering, elegant diamond diadem which she wore on the day of the coronation. You may be more familiar with the diadem than you realize. In fact, you may have seen it thousands and thousands of times before. This is the crown depicted on the face side of most UK coins. Prepare to be awestruck by the real thing. Each of the drawing rooms in Buckingham Palace has its own distinct style and matching set of Sevres porcelain. But for sheer drama, the blue drawing room with its textured flock wallpaper, elaborate wall columns and plasterwork reliefs of Shakespeare and Milton is hard to beat. A beautiful round table made for the French Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte sits in the corner of the room, not to be overlooked. The Table of the Great Commanders is so named because it depicts famous leaders from classical history such as Alexander the Great, Hannibal, and Julius Caesar. Napoleon may have believed it would inspire him to victory, but after his defeat at Waterloo in 1815, the table was given to King George IV and became one of his most prized possessions. Furthermore, the table is almost entirely composed of Sevres porcelain. The king never occupied the palace. When the Houses of Parliament were destroyed by fire in 1834, the king offered the palace as a replacement, but the offer was turned down. Queen Victoria was the first sovereign to move into the Buckingham Palace in July 1837, and she was the first British sovereign to leave for a coronation in June 1838. Her marriage to Prince Albert in 1840 exposed the palace's flaws. The lack of nurseries and too few visitor bedrooms posed a serious problem for the newlywed couple. The only solution was to relocate the Marble Arch, which now stands in the northeast corner of Hyde Park, and construct a fourth wing, resulting in a quadrangle. The sale of George IV's Royal Pavilion at Brighton covered a large portion of the cost of the new wing. Bloor added an attic floor to the palace's main block and decorated it with marble friezes intended for Nash's Marble Arch. The work was finished in 1847. By the turn of the century, the soft French stone used in Bloor's east front was deteriorating, owing largely to London's notorious soot, and needed to be replaced. The decision to reface the facade was made in 1913. Sir Aston Webb, who has designed a number of large public buildings, was commissioned to create a new design. Webb chose Portland stone, which took a year to prepare before construction could begin. When work did begin, it took 13 weeks to complete the refacing, which included the removal of the old stonework. The current palace face court, where changing the guard takes place, was built in 1911 as part of the Victoria Memorial Scheme. The gates and railings were also finished in 1911. The north center gate is now the main entrance to the palace, while the central gate is used for state occasions and the departure of the guard following changing the guard. The work was completed shortly before the outbreak of World War I in 1914. So if you want to buy Buckingham Palace tickets, we recommend making reservations online as soon as possible. While tickets are sold at the gates, your chances of getting one are not guaranteed because many people want to get their share of the royal residence as well. And with that being said, it's time to end our video. Would you like to visit Buckingham Palace if you get a chance? Let us know in the comments. Like this video and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos like this. We'll see you in the next video.